Greetings, sports fans, ASMR Sports. Back in your business, folks. We have a box of mystery, international mystery. Probably not, but mystery nonetheless. Actually, it was like end of last week, early this week. I got an email from our friend Peyton, who said that he had some cards that he had inherited from his father. Let's go with some lime green for the money. So Peyton had inherited some cards from his father. And I wasn't really sure, what they're kind of, which ones were good and whether there are some interesting things in there or not. And asked if I would be willing to take a look, and I said, sure, happy to do that for you. And, give you my thoughts on maybe whether some of them should be graded or at least put in some, better supplies or something to protect them. All I know about these cards is that, Peyton had mentioned that he had football and baseball cards. I was going to send them both, but then he said he was going to actually kind of try to learn a bit about the football ones himself and look at those and just send me the baseball ones only, which is totally fine. And actually, certainly if I had to look at one of those sports, I definitely have much more knowledge about baseball. I mean, there's not much I don't know about baseball cards. From before, I don't know, 1995 or something. And then I know a bit less after that, but in any event, all I know is that we have, some baseball cards, which I don't know, what people mean if they say vintage. They could mean, 80s, they could mean 70s, they could mean, tobacco cards, right? Could really be anything, so I don't know what we'll see in here, but vintage is my jam for baseball cards for sure. Singles, so that excites me to look and see what there might be in here. And, who knows? Maybe we've got 10, 52 Topps Mantle rookies. Someone just became a millionaire. But yeah, so my job is to look through these and kind of see if there's. I'm gonna take this out of the way. Okay, I see some 70s stuff. The gate, some cereal cards or some food issue cards. Okay, so I'm just reading this thing, and it's just an email that we exchanged. Okay, so it looks like these were just kind of grouped a little bit by maybe team or by team or set. So yeah, let me tell you what I see right off the bat here. So we've got 81 Topps, 82 Topps, 85 Topps, 82 Topps, and these are these are some kind of food issue. Let's see if it says, yeah, it's like a 76. So lots of 85s, 83. So it looks like it's probably going to be mostly 80 stuff, which certainly has some cards that are valuable in it, but you gotta, for the 80 stuff, really you gotta have things in perfect condition. a sense of, how well things are stored, or have been stored over the years, and what kind of condition things are in. And I'll probably pull out cards that, I would sleeve if they were mine, and then I'll sleeve them. 85 Tops, man, these always bring back some memories for me, especially just looking at like some of the, Andre Dawson, of course, Hall of Famer, Tim Raines, Hall of Famer, but the value of, a Hall of Fame card in a 85 Top set is, next to nothing really. I mean, this is in perfect condition, great a PSA 10, maybe you've got a few $100s worth there, but practical reality, this is like a 20 or 25 cent card, maybe a 50 cent or $1 card on a good day. And, you'd hope to find a fan of that player in order to realize the value. So I'm seeing a lot of doubles of players, so that suggests that maybe, if we hit the teams where there's the better cards, what I actually am going to do is just probably, I'm just going to get rid of these bags and put this in some boxes for shipping back. It's going to be a lot easier that way, and probably safer for the cards too. This one has a little bit of damage, a little bit of water damage, so there's a 70, I forget if these are 71 or 70, yeah, 71s. 71 Tops, down Sutton. So 82, you're looking for that Cal Ripken, that is a 3-player rookie card. And in 85 Tops, really we're looking for, the Kirby Puckett rookie, the McGuire Olympic, 84 Olympic team rookie. And then there's, a few semi-decent cards other than that. But those are the two probably top cards in the set. And then there's, Clemens rookies, which have a decent amount of value. Again, they have to be in pretty dang nice shape though to really, be worth more than like $5 or $10. So, Ozzie Smith is a Hall of Famer. So I wasn't sure how many cards we'd be dealing with here. But it looks like there's quite a few of these bags. I mean, the whole box is filled with these little packets. So it's a good number of cards. And Rorschach rookie. This is a water damaged card. I see some of these definitely have water damage. It's very sentimental to see these cards, in team, organized by team. Because I mean that's just the sort of thing you do as a collector back in the day. I see we have a sleeved card. I'd be interested to see what that is going to be. It's Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer. It's actually in pretty decent shape, but again, it has to be nearly perfect really to have some value beyond, quarter 50 cents, something like that. Rod Carew with a crease in it. Cincy. I'll probably try to get through, I don't know, maybe like half this box or so. Lubrox 71. It's funny to see the price sticker on this. I mean, back in the day, any Hall of Famer such as Lou Brock and a older card, I'm sure could fetch something like this. But in today's market, it's a pretty poor condition card. You might get a buck or two like that, or a buck or two out of something like that at a card show or at a card shop or something like that. But it's definitely not a super liquid type of card. Still looking for that Orioles batch of 82s. I think there's anything else in the 82. I mean, the Ricky Henderson third year Ricky Henderson. Once upon a time had some value back in the 80s and 90s when he was ripping it up. Beat up 71 right there. I'm not seeing too many like stars in here. I guess we saw that Tony Gwynn. We saw quite a few other Hall of Famers in the 85s, but I haven't really seen anything in the 82s yet, and there's plenty of Hall of Famers in this set. So that makes me wonder if, Peyton's dad would have maybe pulled out, the stars at some point and put them together, or something else. So we got a bunch of 86s. There's pretty much like nothing worth anything. I might not even look through those, just because there really is nothing, of value in 86 that, even though I will say it's probably my favorite, if not, one of my top, like, 3 most favorite, if not the favorite. There's Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer, Rich Gossage is Hall of Famer. Looks like we got some in-action cards, which are generally going to be stars. But yeah, anyways, I love 86 tops, but just there's not really any cards in that set that have, any kind of value. It's kind of funny how there's just randomly like a 71. It seems like in a lot of these stacks there's a few 71s in a row. All these are pretty beat up, these 71s. Frank Howard was a pretty good power hitter back in the day. And now, looks like we got Quaker Oats cards and then some 85s there. These Quaker Oat cards, I remember seeing lots of them. It's funny, this Gooden, because these are from 86, so that would not have been a rookie of his. Would have been a rookie Vince Coleman. Dave Murray, Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer. These are pretty beat up. This is the stack, but it looks like there was kind of a bunch of the Hall of Fame All-Stars there in a row. So it looks like there's quite a few stacks of 83 Fleer. That's this set. Some 84 Fleer. Take a look at these. These are a little bit older. But again, this set is not terribly valuable. And these are all hand cut, of course. So that can go awry, when you got kids cutting these things out. There's Gary Carter, Hall of Famer. Carlin Fisk, Pete Rose. Another Pete Rose cut kind of a little bit tight there. That appears to be a different set. Probably like the same issue, but a different year. this, vintage kind of 80s era stuff. Reminds me that I want to give another shout out to, oh man, I forget who it was. I know it was one of our regulars on the streams, but the person who recommended the book Kramer's Choice to me, which is about the founder of Pacific Cards, trading cards, that was around from like the mid 80s. So these twins really big back some memories. I was a Twins fan like every other kid in my area, and I remember looking through Twins cards, lots of Twins cards. He was a big fan favorite. Anyways, yeah, this book, Kramer's Choice, I'm about halfway through at this point. I gotta say, I just love that book. I mean, it is the perfect kind of content for me. Basically detailing the story of this guy who, just loved to buy cards. And, this was back when you were kind of nuts if you went out and bought, all the unopened cards that you could find, because they were not really appreciating in value, I don't think, back when he was doing this, which was like the 70s is when he started doing that. Steve Carlton, Hall of Famer. Anyways, but he just loved cards, and, they were cheap back then. So he would just buy just cases and cases and pallets, and, started buying direct from Topps and just putting it in warehouses, and everybody thought he was nuts. But, eventually the 80s rolled around. Collecting, had a real boom. Starting in probably like 84 or so, and kind of going all the way up to the death of the junk wax era. Dennis Oil Can Boyd there. So anyways, yeah, really, really cool book that is just super interesting to me. That's a great one. I'm looking forward to finishing some 81 Donruss in here, the first year of Donruss. Kirk Gibson. And of course all that, buying up of cards and stuff and warehousing them, and, eventually opening a large card shop, I think in, where was he? In Seattle, I think, at that time. That was all just sort of, the prehistory of the real Pacific card business, which was manufacturing cards. And of course we all remember those Legends of Baseball cards from like the late 80s, 88, I think is when I first saw them. So that was like one of their first sets. Actually, it was like the second one. They did a sort of black and white, like a sepia toned one in the early 80s that they eventually sold in packs, I think in 86. And that was like kind of their first, boxed, packed product. And I don't know, just all super fun, exciting stuff for someone like me who basically dreamed of doing everything this guy did. But I never pulled it off. Instead, I did a lot of school and, worked in desk jobs. Still waiting for my, my big ticket in the sports card game. But maybe I'll figure something out. In the meantime, it's fun to just look at cards and share some of the experiences with you all through this channel. Yeah, so again, I really do feel like there's probably, a bunch of stars from these sets, assuming these cards were, obtained by opening packs. There's got to be a bunch of the stars that came out of here that are somewhere. But, there's a Dave Winfield. A lot of these have the same stickers on them, so came from the same, dealer. Alright, so I'm probably gonna maybe fish around this box a little bit, see if there's anything that's a little bit different looking than anything we've opened so far. And I don't really see so far. So again, I think these are kind of roughly by team. So Astros, Indians, Royals wouldn't have anything. White Sox, Tom Seaver, Giants, A's. I'll be looking for Red Sox or anything that has those 84 Olympic team. Downey Baseball probably in the Yankees one. But, really no significant value there. Oops, sorry folks. Again, more 86s. No real things to hit in there. And these, so let's see, Wade Boggs rookie cards would be with the Red Sox. If they're in this, in these collections, I see something with a sleeve on it, so maybe that's it. I guess the Padres one would be another one that's got Tony Gwynn, and then the Cubs with Sandberg. Let's see, do we have a Gwynn? Nope, we've got a Yastrzemski. Jeremy Remy, I believe, recently passed away in the last couple of years, something like that. He was a longtime announcer for the Sox. So yeah, I probably am gonna skip any of these. So Cubs again, looking for Ryan Sandberg. So I think I've probably seen enough of this to kind of tell you what I think is or is not in here. And I've gone over kind of the big cards from these sets. So again, for these 83s, you're looking for Tony Gwynn, Ryan Sandberg, and Wade Boggs. But we found the Cubs and we found the Red Sox, and we did not see Ryan Sandberg or Wade Boggs. So that leads me to believe there's probably just not any of the stars in here. Maybe Peyton's dad had a binder of cards or something. Expos looks like they're Brewers. So a few of the so the A's. So then my question on the A's is is there a Ricky Henderson in here? That would be a second year. So because we're going to be able to skip a lot of these stacks, I think we can probably get through. I'll just kind of power through the remainder of the box here and get this all done in one video for Peyton and for you all, instead of splitting it into two, which would definitely probably take if I went through every card, but I don't think we need to do that. I think it's a nice looking Eddie Murray there. I think we can kind of figure out what's in here. Expos 81, Rangers 84, Phillies 84, White Sox 84, and Mariners 84. Mariners, Yankees, So Yankees, Red Sox. We'll take that apart and look for a second-year box, which is kind of a fun card. Oh, did I skip? Oh, I skipped the Yankees. Of course, can't skip the Yankees. The Mattingly is definitely the card to get in this set. But my guess is we probably won't see one based on the fact that I have not seen any of the other top rookies in any of the packs that we've opened where there might be some of the big name. Yep, and that's it for the Yankees. So let's see if there's a box maybe in here. Yeah, no box. Mets would have Darryl Strawberry rookie in it, but I can't imagine we would see one based on what I've seen so far. So, yep, off to the Royals. So, let's see, just a handful more here. We're going to skip these 86s. We're going to skip this, skip that, skip that. So, yeah, unfortunately, it looks like these cards just kind of are from an era when, there wasn't a whole lot of that is of significant value now. Definitely a lot of nice, Hall of Famer cards in there, but those don't hold much value because they're, 3, 4, 5 or more years off from their rookie years. And, basically the only way they have value is if they're in perfect condition, which is very, very difficult to get if you grade cards these days. Especially this like sort of 80s era stuff. PSA does not want to give anybody any more PSA 10s than they've already given out on this stuff, so it's like kind of impossible to get those cards graded, perfectly so that they have some value. So yeah, unfortunately, not a ton of value in these cards, but it sure was fun to see a lot of these things. And want to thank Peyton for sending this all in and giving us a little bit of walk down memory lane, and hope he was able to learn a bit more about these cards and maybe some of the things his dad thought when he was going through these things. I have to say, I was maybe just probably a little bit after all of this in my collecting, like the 83s and the 84s. I remember were super expensive, like to buy packs of when I was starting to collect in 87. But 86 were some of the very first, really the only cards they were the first cards I ever bought, like, myself personally. I was very young. And I went to the store and they had those. Should have been buying Garbage Pail Kids and holding on to those, but man, those were kind of worthless for many, many years until it really just passed like 5 or so. But this is definitely, stuff that I'm very familiar with. I've seen lots of, and in the more recent years of my collecting, the last like 10, 15 years, I went and opened up a lot of 83 and 84 and 85 stuff. So I've seen a lot of this stuff now, in my later years. But anyway, that was a long way of saying, it sounds like collecting-wise, Peyton's dad and myself were kind of contemporaries back in the 80s, but he was probably a little bit earlier than me into the, sports card world if he was buying stuff in like 82, which was well before I had, really even thought about cards as a kid. But that's what we got, folks. Hope you enjoyed. If anybody else, has like a collection of cards that maybe they're interested in having me look through for a video and, take a look at grading prospects, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me, info@hotcardboard.com, and I can let you know what I think. Some stuff it might not make sense to send in, some stuff it may. And if I can be helpful and we can create some content for the good folks of the subscriber base, then happy to do that. But that's what we got for today, folks. Have a great one out there, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye now.